The girls in this anime, yeah, they're ridiculously cute. What up, y'all? It's the Black Critic Guy, and today I'm here to review the anime. Oh man, this is gonna be a tough one too. I'm gonna have to read this off of my paper here. It is Ore no Imouto ga Kona ni Kawaii waki ga nai. Yeah, or Ore no Imouto for short. And it basically translates to my sister can't be this cute. So the basic premise of this anime is it follows these two siblings by the name of Kyosuke and Kirin Kosaka, who have this very strained relationship. They don't really like each other, they don't really get along. And one day Kyosuke finds this DVD of this like magical girl kind of anime. He's like, whoa, who owns this? Because I definitely don't own this. And he later discovers that the person who owns the DVD is his very own little sister. So after the discovery, Kirino decides to disclose very personal information to her brother. The fact that she loves anime, she loves eroge. In fact, most of her games revolves around an ancestral relationship with a brother and her little sister, which kinda is weird, and I'll get into that later. But basically it follows these two characters as they build a relationship with each other and they get to know each other and understand each other. So I was recommended to watch this anime by one of my subscribers, Tokyo200, and I gotta say, this anime is the pure definition of when you're first watching it, your first reaction is, wow, I really enjoy this anime. But when you actually stand back and think about the anime, the less and less you enjoy anything about it. And keep in mind, I'll be using the phrase to a degree when I'm discussing what I really liked in this anime. You've been warned. I really dug the relationship between Kyosuke and Kirino to a degree. I mean, they first started off, they had a strained relationship, but then after this discovery, they start to understand each other, they start to get to know each other, they grow a strong bond, and I really enjoyed it to a degree. And as for the side characters, I really enjoyed them as well, to a degree. Some of the side characters that I really enjoyed in this anime was actually Manami, who's this childhood friend of Kyosuke, and I just found her so cute, so nice, so endearing. She's such a good character, and I really dug the relationship that she had with Kyosuke, because she kind of likes him, but he doesn't really realize it, or maybe he does, but he just doesn't want to accept it because, you know, they're friends. They've been friends forever, and it's kind of hard to switch from being friends to being lovers in his mind. But yeah, I really dug their chemistry and relationship. I wish they highlighted it a little more in this anime. And also, I loved Manami's family. There's this old couple, her grandparents actually, and they are the funniest couple in this anime. They brought so much joy, so much excitement, so much humor to this anime that I was like, wow, I love them off the bat. And I really loved Manami's brother, who actually shaved his hair off because he wanted to be a rock star. They were the ones that I really liked in this anime, and they made it a blast to watch. The story was pretty strong to a degree. I mean, I really liked how they highlighted, you know, some otakus do find trouble making friends or getting along with other people. They kind of hide their secrets from their friends and family because they don't want them to think differently of them. I mean, this is a problem that some people go through. Now, some people can find the balance between the two. This guy. But others are put on this very high pedestal that they don't want people to think badly of them, and, you know, anime is looked badly upon as being perverted, being, you know, violent and bad for you. So I understand the dilemma that she went through. She didn't want to be looked upon as this very otaku girl. She wanted to be looked upon as this intelligent, well-kept girl, and I understand. And I also liked how they handled the family dynamic of them discovering, oh, she actually likes this stuff to a degree. I also dug the fact of how they highlighted Kyosuke not really understanding why his sister likes anime, likes eroge, likes doujinshi. It gives you an outsider's perspective looking into anime, like, why do you guys like this stuff? Why is this really popular? Why do you dress up like the characters? I really liked how they highlighted that fact of his character, and I really liked how much, you know, he goes out of his way to actually help his sister because he's a caring brother. He cares for his sister to a degree. And now we get to what I didn't like about this anime. And the first big thing that really caught my eye, now I didn't notice this at first, but when I actually stood back and thought about it, I was like, yeah, I don't like it. It's actually the main character of Kirino. Yeah, she's a bitch. I'm sorry, I just didn't like Kirino. At first I understood where she was coming from. You know, she's hiding the fact that she likes anime, and she's kind of mean to her brother because that's the anime cliche, you know, just gotta play off the cliche. But after thinking about it, I was like, yeah, This girl is a total bitch. She is self-centered, she's manipulative, she's selfish, she treats her friends like shit, and I was like, wow. This is a terrible character. There was a scene in the anime where I was like, yeah, that's a bitch move. It was the scene where she gets discovered by one of her friends that didn't know that she was into this otaku stuff and animes. And she was actually with her otaku friends. And she came up and was like, hey, how you doing? And she gets shocked like, oh, what do I do? She doesn't know that I like this stuff. So what does she do? She goes up and pretends like she doesn't even know her otaku friends, talks badly behind their backs. And I was like, wow. That is truly a bitch move. That is messed up. And to add insult to injury, she never once apologized for that scene. They totally forgot that she even did that scene. And I was like, nope, that's bullshit. She did that scene. She didn't even apologize. She's a bitch. I mean, the character of Kirino is cute, but that didn't help the fact that she still was a bitch. Cute? Yes. Likeable? No. And now we got the character of Kiyoshi. Now I really did enjoy the fact that he really does care for his sister. You know, he's willing to put himself out there to help her sister do her hobbies. But there comes a point to where it seems like he's doing it because he loves his sister and then he loves his sister. And I was like, okay, now they're giving off that weird incestuous vibe that I didn't want to feel from this anime. I mean, there comes this point in the anime where he actually says, I'm lonely without my sister. I was like, really? So all these other girls, they don't make you feel happy or make you feel less lonely. Only your sister will make you feel happy and less lonely. What? I really didn't dig the incestuous vibe that this anime gave off. I mean, there were scenes where they are like looking at each other, the brother and sister, and they start like blushing, or they do the anime look away and they just kind of look to the side. I was like, no, you only do that with characters that have romantic intentions about the other character. And to do it with a brother and sister, it just felt weird. And adding to the weird scale, the one way that Kyosuke and Kirino actually bond is by playing eroge games, dealing with a sister that's in love with her brother and the brother is in love with her. And I was like, you cannot keep playing off this incestuous vibe. It just feels weird. Now, as I mentioned before about side characters, I enjoyed them, but the problem was they were seen in like one episode and then they were pushed to the side. Especially the family dynamic. Remember how I mentioned about the family dynamic? They played off it, but then after a while they just dropped it. And then the mom and dad are like pushed to the side. In fact, the mom and dad are just copy-paste stereotype characters. I mean, the dad just reads his newspaper and the mom's always in the kitchen. I was like, wow, they're the most stereotypical anime characters I've seen in a long time. And I was like, they could have had so much more depth. They could have been more involved in this anime, but instead, most of these side characters pushed to the side. And like I mentioned before, I really dug the story, but the problem I had was I felt like most of the stories were like isolated and never brought up again. Case in point, that story about when she was discovered by her friend and she ditched her otaku friends and they walked away and she talked bad about them. That was never brought up again, and they never, like I said, she never apologized for that scene. It just was forgotten. And another example, and this might be considered a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear it, just fast forward like 50 seconds. But somewhere between episodes 7 and 9, Kirino makes a manga that becomes an anime, and then it's totally forgotten. She never goes back to the manga like publisher. She never meets up with the anime producers. It's totally forgotten and they just go on with their usual lives. I'm like, what? You made an anime, you should be famous, and nothing. So overall, I enjoyed Ori no Imouto to a degree. I mean, when I first watched it, I really enjoyed it, but then when I actually sat back and thought about it for a while, I was like, yeah, there's a lot of problems in this anime and I didn't like some of these things. So overall, I'm going to give this anime a 3 out of 5 stars. It's okay. I mean, you don't really need to go out your way to watch it. It's passable. But anyway, what did you guys think of this anime? Did you like it a lot? Did you hate it? Did you not like the incestuous vibe that this anime gave off? And let me know, what is your favorite brother and sister anime? Comment below, let me know. Also, stay tuned this Thursday for the final cut, where we'll be discussing animes that inspire us with my special guest, the president and vice president of the Anime Spot. It's this anime club here at my college at UCF. So stay tuned for that on the Black Critic Guy, bridging the gap between movies and anime reviews. Till then, peace, YouTube.